Yo, what's happening, folks, and welcome to the first ever unboxing and review with the HitLab Academy for YouTube. And as you can see, I'm joined by one of our resident producers, Rick. What's happening, man?
Yo, what's happening, everybody?
And today we are going to be reviewing the Saramonic SmartRig and DR for smartphone and iPad. We are going to be shooting out this little device and a Neve 88R preamp going through Apollo conversion by Universal Audio. Should be interesting. So, stick around. Let's get into it.
So first of all, we just want to say thank you to the good guys at Bothners, their music store here in South Africa. They sent us over the Saramonic to check out. If you want to buy this unit directly from them, you can do so online or in store. The link will be in description below. And they've got a fully extensive online store that sells almost anything that you'd want in the music world. So please head over to their website and go check them out.
Yeah, that's bothners.co.za, but we will link in the description below.
The interesting thing is, just before we unbox this, we were talking about we're going to be doing a shootout. This is about $180 retail, about odd $5,000 odd in South Africa. And we're going to be shooting this out against a heavyweight 88R lovely Neve.
It's one of our go-to preamps.
Yeah, going into a Apollo audio interface with, it's A-grade conversion. It's an A-grade preamp. We're going to be using solid microphones. What do you think is going to win here? I'm in Camp Neve.
Well, listen, I'm always in Camp Neve, but I think that with technology today, I think that this Saramonic's going to hold up, and I think it's going to give us a signal that is as close as you can get with a device like this. And I think I actually think we're going to get something that is very usable in the world of production.
I think there's no ways. I think these, when you talk about cheap preamps, there's noise floors, there's the signal just gets, there's no way. You can't compare an 88R, it's about a $3,500 setup to $180.
Listen, I've been very surprised in the past in the world of recording to hear guys have brought demos here that they've recorded on all sorts of devices, and more so often than not, I'm super surprised by the quality. So I'm gonna sit in Camp Saramonic for this one. Let's read some of these highlights out and see what this device has to offer on the box, and then we're going to unbox this thing. And I think, Rick, you've got your knife, so you can have the honors, but let's get through some of these specs here. Some of the highlights that this device has to offer is we've got two 3.5 millimeter mic inputs.
Yeah, so those are cool for lapel mics.
Yes, fantastic for lapel mics. If you're on set recording some dialogue with a video shoot or something, that'll be pretty awesome. And then of course we've got two XLR mic inputs, which is what we're going to be using today for our vocal shootout. Then we've got two 6.35 millimeter guitar inputs. And then we've got a 3.5 millimeter headphone output for monitoring, and then of course gain control. I'm interested to see what happens with the gain control, because often with these little devices, you don't get enough gain. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how this thing holds up with regards to all these highlights that they are announcing over here on the box. But without further ado, Rick, let's crack this thing open and see what's inside.
Wow.
Nice little seal.
Nice little seal. The box feels good. The thing is, it's always nice to get something that feels like it's in a nice packaging.
With nice design as well. I think the box is designed really nicely.
So in the box, there's obviously some manuals. There's some stickers for people who like stickers, and the old silica gel.
If you want to stick some Saramonic stickers on your car, if you're that kind of person. Comes in a really nice bag. Now this is interesting because this bag's got a little belt clip over here. So if you are shooting on set, for instance, recording dialogue or doing that sort of stuff, you can just connect this to your belt right there.
Yeah, a lot of nice for a lot of guys who maybe does filmmaking and things. Camera bags often have those external straps, so you can attach that to the external side of the camera bag as well.
Absolutely, cool. And you can just open it up right there and obviously use the device while it's housed in that casing. This is really nice. I like this case, and the case is really solid, nice solid Velcro. It seems like it is water resistant. It's got a what seems to be water resistant cover thing inside you, which is interesting.
All right.
Well, that's about it in the bag. We've got the bag over there. Let's put that aside. And this is the device. That is it right there. It's pretty nifty. It feels pretty good. It's not super light, which makes me feel like it's good quality off the bat.
And I feel this weight.
Yeah, give us.
I'm always like, I like heavy things generally. You know, heavy things just feel more expensive.
This might sound random, but for me, weight always sort of indicates
Quality.
value and quality.
But this feels, yeah, it's not overly heavy, but it doesn't feel light and flimsy, which is nice.
It's light enough to put in your backpack and you won't feel it.
Yeah, so at the back it's got this little interesting screw, so you could put that on a stand.
A stand of sorts, yeah.
So you could mount this, which is nice. Obviously it's got your 2 inputs.
And I think these double up as the DI inputs over there as well.
Yeah, 100%. This feels great, man.
And we've got some volume control. Is that a battery compartment I see over there?
Yeah, so I'm curious whether this thing runs passively. If you could run a dynamic mic through it passively, or if the battery's only for the 48 volts, or whether you could run, or if it requires the battery to even start up. We'll have a look. But yeah, so this looks like a 9-volt battery. It doesn't seem like it came with one in the box, so we're gonna have to get a battery somewhere around the studio here. But yeah, it seems like you would need to get a 9-volt battery to get this thing to work.
Yeah, and then there's a little switch up here as well, which seems to be the mono to stereo switch. We're going to be recording in mono today. We're just doing vocals.
I mean, what is your sort of general feeling on this? I mean, are you still in camp Saramonic after seeing the product?
I'm actually more so in camp Saramonic after seeing the product, because I like the fact that it has got a 9-volt battery power supply option, because that means that you've got sort of phantom power on the fly. I wouldn't imagine a smartphone can power the 48 volts. But we'll find out. We're gonna do that test. We're gonna get into the studio and we're gonna record some stuff. What we're gonna do is we're gonna record one vocal take with 2 mics next to each other. We're just gonna do a vocal take of something, and we're gonna bring it back in. Yeah, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna put some headphones on, and we're gonna shoot out and see which sounds better, number one, and what characteristics we may be missing or not. Well, let's get to it. Let's go and record some stuff, and we'll be back in a little bit to play you guys an A/B.
Yep. Alright, so we just did this recording, and just to clarify on the battery thing, it does require the battery to work. So if you're gonna pick this up, you have to pick up a battery along, it's just a standard 9-volt battery, so that you don't get home, unbox it, and then go, I can't use my new product. So I would definitely recommend getting a battery alongside it.
Yeah, and what we've done is we actually did like a, shall we call it a deaf test. We haven't listened to these files yet. We recorded them. We just made sure that the gains were matched for listen back now, for playback. And yeah, we're about to basically hear the 2 recordings for the first time with you guys.
Yeah.
What do you think we should play first, man?
I rate let's go with the Saramonic first, because it's always easier to hear an improvement. For me, I find it easier to hear when an audio signal improves.
An improvement. So Ricky is already off the bat here saying that the Neve will be better off the bat.
Yes,
so the reason why we're doing this test with headphones is because you would basically be using headphones if you were using this device on your iPad or your iPhone.
But we're going to overlay the actual recordings to you guys. So I would recommend listening back on headphones along with us, so that you can hear, or a good set of speakers. So you guys are going to hear the audio straight out of the DAW.
All right,
let's do this.
It's time. Let's do this. Let's have a listen. We're gonna go with the Saramonic SmartRig first.
All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
I dream 1,000 dreams of anything, face 100 enemies, as long as I got memories of you.
All right.
Off the bat, that sounds really, really nice.
Can I listen to it one more time?
Let's have one more listen.
I dream 1,000 dreams of anything, face 100 enemies, as long as I got memories of you.
Off the bat, that sounds very usable for me. Let's hit the Neve. Let's hit the Neve.
I dream 1,000 dreams of anything, face 100 enemies, as long as I got memories of you.
Play that again, Rick. Play that again.
I dream 1,000 dreams of anything, face 100 enemies, as long as I got memories of you.
Sure.
Can we go back to the Saramonic one last time?
I dream 1,000 dreams of anything, face 100 enemies, as long as I got memories of you.
So look, either I'm deaf or it is very, very difficult to distinguish the difference between those two recordings.
I would say this. This is very impressive for a $180 unit going into an iPhone.
It's incredibly impressive.
I'm pretty blown away.
I'm blown away as well. I can't believe that I would actually be able to use that lead vocal on a recording and mix it right.
The one place where I could sort of hear a difference is in the high end. The Neve sounded a bit more open.
Yes, but more controlled, for a lack of better words.
Yeah, and there's an airiness in the high end in the Neve that I could hear. But
and there's also, what I did also notice in the Neve had a slight bit more richness in the lower mid frequencies.
Yes, exactly.
But listen, I mean,
we're splitting hairs as well. You're gonna have to really, in a mix, if you've got a good engineer working with that file, I think you'll be fine. If you're working with a producer on the other side of the planet and you just need to get a vocal file to him because he's producing all your music and all he needs is a vocal file from you, you could 100% buy this device for $180, or if you're in South Africa, about $5,000, and you could buy a decent condenser mic with a set of headphones, and you could record that in a bedroom.
Absolutely.
And send him a file that he could work with,
I would be happy with that. If I was sitting in the control room waiting for files from an artist that was recording at home with their own setup, and this is what they sent me, I would be happy to work with that. It's actually incredible. It's incredible what technology allows us to do in this day and age. And this little device, the Saramonic SmartRig plus DI, I would say is well worth every cent. And if that is what you do, if you work in a home studio at home and you don't have a setup and you've just got GarageBand and an iPad or a smartphone, this is for you. 100%, I can recommend it.
Yeah, 100%, man. I'm pretty, look, I have to swallow my words a bit. I think $180 versus $3,500. I think this came close.
Well, guys, that's it for today. Rick, is there anything else from your side, man, before we head out?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank the guys from Bothners again for sending this over and sponsoring today's video. And again, there's a link in the description below for the specific product. And if you don't want to do that, just head over to bothners.co.za and you can find both, the Saramonic SmartRig plus DI that we did a review on today, or you can just go look at their huge catalog of instruments and studio gear that they have to offer online. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. And as always, please head on over and give the channel a little subscribe. Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, depending on how you felt this video went. But most importantly, leave a comment below for the YouTube algorithm to help us and our videos get out there so you guys can see more of us. Well, that's it for this week, guys. I got nothing more to say. I'm going to go play with this little SmartRig a little bit more and see what else we can do with it. You guys have yourselves a fantastic week. Rick, awesome.
Have a good one.
Peace.